Yes, yes. The Voyages of Big Deno, Aeon Trespass Odyssey, Cycle 3. Get excited. It's time. We're starting to, I'd say we're probably about, well, I mean, according to the day, we're at day 36, so we've just ticked over a third of the way through. Our current Doom card has ticked over halfway, basically, before we lose. So I'm going to say we're halfway through the campaign. We definitely need to slow that Doom roll on significantly, but we are about to complete story card 2A, which is a positive sign. Let's nip over to this section here. So I've decided to try out the returner. I don't actually recall using the returner too much last playthrough, so that should be quite interesting. I feel okay about where we're placed right now, except for everything but the Doom. You know, we've got so much good things happening. Admittedly, our loop length being 5 is a little on the suboptimal side, but yeah. Aside from that, I think we're doing okay. I feel good about our selection of gear. We've been able to make some effective criticals happen at the right times, which has resulted in some good extra bits and bobs. So overall, it's all sort of travelling okay. But yeah, there's obviously the doom that is going to weigh in on us. So just to give everyone a timeline update, we're currently on day 36. We are about to have a combat encounter, and then we will do a combat research. Then in the story phase, we will do a move over to the next story card, and then in the Doom phase, because of loop end, that'll be next day. We'll do another flip a Doom card over. But before that happens, we're doing a combat encounter. We finished the last fight, or the last episode, setting up for a Harpy. So this is our first level 3 encounter. We'll just go measure the evolution track. No, apparently it's another level 2. Have I messed that up? No, I feel like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm sure we've done more than that. Maybe I'm wrong, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, yeah, so this is our 7th fight. Okay, good. Good. Well, less good. It's a level 3, Icarian Harpy. This was a Hypertime Oracle. So let's have a look at that. So rapid adaption, at level 3, there is 3 rapid adaption tokens on here, which means we will really have to be careful about the order of events, and we'll also need to ensure that everyone is going to be able to bring something to the party. And so I'll go over our Titan and Argonaut layout soon, but that's significantly challenging. It's going to basically be an increase at a minimum of AT1 on every card, more likely AT2. I have not brought a variety of equipment. I'm just trusting that the 4 items that I've brought will be enough to get us through. We'll see. We'll see. Over here, so the only changes for a level 3 versus a level 2 goes to a 9 to hit, and we start with a escalation, so we'll do that now. And then finally, it's +1 danger for the total attack. And so I'm going to add a little marker on my thing. Whoop. So I remember that, because I have a tendency to forget these things. There it is. So that's going to sit right here, just beside my face. I might actually turn my face off as well for this fight so you can see the rapid adaption thing effectively. Good. So we'll nip over to the Argonauts. Still sticking with the Warkeeper, we kept him alive using our Pygmalion Stone. Bringing the Returner in with the Sphere Cast feels very thematic. I'm going to have to go through our rules in a second. Horizon's Edge Elysia and Solon, but not the one that was fused with that dude. So changed up the combination of items that everyone's carrying to be a little bit more effective versus the Icarian Harpy, who does bring a lot of bleeding effects. So 1 escalation plus 1 danger, and then at the end of the Titan turn, everyone gains danger for the number of bleeding tokens they have. So last fight against the Harpy, we really managed our bleeding very effectively. So I'm hoping we'll be able to do that again. I really want to pick up a Hyperborean Ruins. I want to try and get a 6 to 9 so we can get an Antediluvian Siren Shell, because that will allow us to make a Shade Shield, which would be awesome. So I believe I can spend a Fate to re-roll that, but I might check that later on. I might not be able to. We're just going to have to hope I roll 6, 7, 8 or 9. Okay. I think we've got everything over here. I've done the escalations, the predator target, that's right, predation. So at the start of the battle, continuing from highest danger and in descending order. So no one has any danger, so we get to choose. So we will go Elysia with 2 bleeding tokens. We will go the Warkeeper with 1. And we'll go Solon 2, 2, 1, sorry. So 2, 2, 1. Okay, we've done the shuffling. Let's just nip over here and see what facing he is facing. He is facing any way we want. Any way we want it, that's the way we need it. Any way we want it. We'll go back that way. So, we'll draw our first AI card, and it is Lacerating Swipe. Target non-bleeding Titan in sight. So the only person who's non-bleeding is the Returner. So he is going to move and push back 2 and attack. We gave her nothing to prevent pushback. Oh, actually, let's read her stuff. So Returner. If you don't have a time anchor on the board, remove another Titan's time anchor. When performing moves, you can move diagonally. Cheating Fate. When you draw an obol, you may choose. And Fickle Fate. Start of the battle, if you have less than 2 Fate, Penelope, she does have less than 2 Fate. Raise it up to 2, okay? Anytime you have 0, you flash forward, remove the Titan from the battle, treat them as if they died. After surviving a major or grave trauma or an obol, lose a Fate. Interesting. Interesting selections. You're getting targeted with a Lacerating Swipe. So it's going to be move and push back 2 and attack. So we will just go here, 1, 2. I don't believe we have anything with, no. So suffers bleeding 1, which is everybody's bleeding. Everybody's bleeding. Everyone is cool when you're part of a team. And 3 on a 9. 1, 2, 3. No saves. If the attack hits, it deals 4 danger and 1 fate. 1 fate, and the 4 danger may be mitigated to 2 danger, 1, 2. Because she mitigated 2 danger, she can move her time anchor 1 space for each. So we'll just move it to there, I think, so we can... Doesn't matter actually, because you're not getting rewound. Knockdown. Didn't bring anything to avoid knockdown, but we do have Inspire 1 on Elysia. She's not going to be able to make it though. Great. So she is just going to be knocked down. And we have to draw a minor trauma. Yes, 1, 2, 3, because our fate is 3. And that minor trauma is unexpected help. You may immediately place one thing on an Argo ability. We will place one on discard up to 2 bleeding tokens from a Titan. Seems good. Now, the end of the turn, we target the predator target. However, the Titan with the most bleeding tokens in sight that has not been attacked this round becomes the target of predation. So that will be the Warkeeper. Or do we make it Ulyssia? I think we'll make it Ulyssia. What does that attack do? Move and attack. Each hit deals danger equal to the number of bleeding tokens. Great. So we'll go to here. One, two, three. 3 on a 10. She's going down to 3 on a 9, and she has 1 reroll on these. So she'll do a 1 reroll. No, nothing. So that will be 6 danger on Fisher. And then she suffers another bleeding token. And she must draw a major trauma. Nope, I just remembered. It's a single extra danger because of this little danger token that I promised I'd remember and immediately failed to remember. So it's actually grave trauma. So we kick off with a grave. Suffer death 1. Alrighty. Suboptimal. Don't think we've got any way to get rid of that. Don't think we've got any condition token removal or condition card removal at this point in time. Unfortunate start. But let's see what we can do about it. Well, the person that I would like to go first with is currently knocked down. The person that I would like to go second with is on death's door and is going to die, but she's not a problem as such. I don't believe I have any way of clearing a condition card. I've been trying to find some way on all of these things, and I have nothing. So we'll just go hard as we can, I guess. So I will start with Fisher. She starts the battle with either a combat or a movement fatigue token. My intent was to use movement and then use a reflex action to move her adjacent to this, and then investigate it. But given that I'm only going to get 1 swing from her, I think our better option here is to actually make an attack. However, if we go with her first, because she has 3 tokens, she's about to go 4 tokens. That's going to clear off the top 4 of the grave trauma deck, which I don't really want to do. So our best bet, but again, we definitely need to do her at some point because she has the Exile's Garb to stand up our Sphere Cast. So we may be better off doing Solon, being piloted by Heraclides, who does not have a buff to hit. But, yeah. Alright, so let's do this. So we'll do Solon. So he's going to move 1. His anchor goes there. As a free action, he's going to discard 2 tokens from Ulysses. He's going to gain 1 token from the bleeding at the start of his turn. Because he doesn't have any danger, but he does have a fate, he's going to draw from the top 2 of the thingy deck. They're both positive, so they both go away. Boo. And then he's going to make an attack with the Abyssal Watchers. He's going to gain 2 fate. 1, 2. He's going to roll 6 dice. He doesn't have days, so we don't get to do anything fun with this as such. What do we need to hit, Dano? He goes down to 7s. That's 2 hits. So I think we'll actually leave it at that. I don't think we're going to do any re-rolls or anything like that. It's going to start the train rolling. And all I really wanted was for him to get a couple of tokens in there. So that'll be 2 openings, and it'll be a break in there. We'll have a look at the BP card anyway, and it is feathered back 5. A fail is a knockdown. 2 hits, 2 reds. So he's got 3 reds with no tokens in the pool. He doesn't get it done, unsurprisingly. So he fails and he suffers knockdown. He'll use his Fall from Eden to suffer time clocked instead, which means he's removed from the board. Bang. Pool is built. So now we will do Ulysses. So she's going to gain 1 bleeding token, which is going to be 2 from the Grave Trauma deck, and we are going to see Moire Law and There Will Be a Reckoning. They will both stay on top. She'll spend a fate to use her Ice Elixir to remove the 2 bleeding tokens from her, and she is down to 0 tokens on Death's Door. She'll make an attack with the Horizon's Edge. +2, +2, so she's looking for 5s. That's 2 hits. No point using anything else. And so we'll just draw a card. The Exo Ribcage. 1, 2 red, 3 red, and a black. It wasn't a critical. 1 break token in the pool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a good job, actually. Well done. So we have done a wound, first of all, over here on the Whip, Axe, and Other. We will do an escalation. We are going to perform signature against the attacker in a second. We do complete the remainder of the building of the pool. So we've got 2 openings. We've got a level 1, so we're going to get an attack, another break. So it'll just be 2 openings and a break. We have Vault, so we're going to Vault. And we have Inspire, so we're going to clear the knockdown from that guy. So that's Inspire, Vault, Reposition 2, 1, 1, 2. And then there's another Reposition 2 on the Horizon's Edge. And I think we have to go in the same direction, so any movement. Oh no, I've got spike breakers, so I can do whatever I want. We'll go there. So that's the end of that. During her turn, I'm going to clear using one of my tele-healing charges 2 bleeding tokens from the Warkeeper. So he loses his bleeding condition as well. So now he's going to perform signature against the attacker. The signature is Talon Scratch. Move and push back 2. One, 2. Three out of 10. 1, 2, 3. That's 0. I have 1 reroll. 2 rerolls actually. 8. Oh, so that's all failed. Regurgitate is ignored because of the token. Bleeding 1, so we gain bleeding back, which is fun. And then each hit deals 2 danger, so that's 6 danger, which is going to go to 7, which is going to go to 14. Unfortunately, you died horribly is added to the deck at 14. It's horrible. You all know the drill. Oh, you died. Did you die though, or did you awaken? You did not awaken. You died, Fisher. Everyone else gets a rage. Pretty good start, if you ask me. She's going to die from death's door anyway, so that's fine. First wound down, and we brought everyone else into range, which is important. So our best bet now is probably the sphere cast. So no, we want to do the True Siren Blade. Okay, so the Warkeeper, he's going to move 1, 2 to here. He has no bleeding, so he doesn't have to do anything about that. He's going to roll to hit with his True Siren Blade. Gains a fate. That's a 1. We'll spend a fate to re-roll that 1. He doesn't have a crit miss or anything, does he? Don't think so. That's a 9. Oh, he gets bonuses for having bleeding tokens from his True Siren Blade. Interesting. Might have been worth keeping him with some tokens. Auto break 1, black clutch. Cool. Wasn't a crit. It's not deadly. Start with an automatic power. Roll 4 reds. There's 1 break in the pool. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have a power reroll available. And we have another power reroll from our abilities. So we're going to be time clocked, which is probably not a problem, really, because we have an hourglass necklace. 1, 2, 3. I mean, we get a free power reroll on this one. So we may as well do that and see if we roll the doubles. Nope. So we've managed to get 5 there. If we spend a power reroll on this one, we get to 6. So we'll do that. Yep, 6. That'll do fine. Gain the muffled condition card. Condition cards everywhere. 1 opening from the True Siren Blade, 2 breaks, and we have a reposition 3, which we're going to go to here and clear her bleeding tokens as a free action. Okay, so that wound was done by a sword, and there was no penalty on that either. So the last one we're going to try with is the discus, which is down here, and so again that one will suffer no penalties. So he's got muffled. Yeah. So the returner, let's go 1, 2 to there. And we're going to do a shot with the sphere cast. We're going to be a total of +3 to hit, so we're looking for a 6. So we have to commit to use it. 6 to hit would be good. Have I done the escalation? No. Sitting there thinking, what am I forgetting? Alright, 6 to hit with the sphere cast. Come on, sphere cast. That's a 2. We'll spend a fate to re-roll. I don't really want to. It's a 1. Crit miss. Doesn't do anything. It's not a failed trick, so we can't do anything. Bad times. Bad times. It's the Primordial's turn. Tentacles suffocate, non-bleeding target in sight. That is either of them. The priority target token is on him, which means he loses a fate when he gains it because of his timid. Closest Titan in sight. Yep. Appear behind and attack. Aha! I have you now. Crash. Does this city get exploded if you land on it? Time frozen city. It is destructible and it is inhabited. So it gets destroyed. What a shame for all of those people frozen in the city. It's 3 on a 9. 1, 2, 3. And this guy has the spiral shield. Crit evade. Our danger is not 6 or higher. How good's that? Gain bleeding 1. I have a free reroll, so I'll just use that. No. And each hit deals, so it's 3 danger total. 1, 2, 3. Which we can block with our Siren Cataphract armor. Down to 2. Ooh, that's a good start. And he's already got the muffled card. If you gain this condition a second time, flip this card. Yucky. Tentacle suffocate. Done. Draw one of these cards. Dash. Gain a danger. Shuffle this card and draw it back into the deck. Feign death. Immediately chain break the primordial attack. That's pretty awesome. Gain the knockdown standing up card. Cool. Alright, well I'm actually not going to gain muffled then because I chain broke his attack. Got to remember to do things in order, Deno. You're a good man. Do that on purpose. Next time. And fortunately for us, the predator target is the most bleeding tokens in sight that has not been attacked. There is no one else with bleeding tokens, so we do not suffer a predation roll. Really happy about that. Now, there's a window of opportunity. Do I have a move? I do not. Okay, so That's where we're sitting. Solon is not going to get in range. Our best option here is the returner. Move, clear the bleeding tokens from that guy. We'll use our tele-healing to clear Solons, and then Solon can go and investigate the Hyperborean ruins. Yep. So she will move 1, 2. That's very good because she is now still in the right range for the sphere cast, which is range 2 to 4. She will clear the bleeding tokens from the Warkeeper. And then she will have a shot with the sphere cast. She's hitting at +1 and then a repurposed Cryptex +2. So she's hitting on a 7. Gains a fate to commit. It's a 5. Do I want to reroll? I think we have to. It's another crit miss. Oh. Okay, well, the problem that we've got now is that we have lost our scythe. She will spend a fate. Wow, she's got so much fate already. To oh, I did bring that. I did bring that one that lets me reduce fate for a gain of a danger. So we're going to do that for sure. She'll use a regression agent to move the sword token to here, and then she'll gain a danger to lose 2 fate using one of our charges, and then she is done, unfortunately. And we'll use our tele-healing charge to clear Solon's bleeding as well. So there's no bleeding on the board except for what he will dish out to us next turn, which is very positive. The Warkeeper with the True Siren Blade. Let's do him. He's going to gain a major trauma. Call to arms. Another Titan may move up to 3 spaces or stand up. So we'll actually move the returner. It was here. 1, 2, 3. And we'll go there. And that allows him to remove a fate and gain a rage. Good. He'll then make an attack with the True Siren Blade. He's going to start his turn here. The True Siren Blade, it's a sword. We've moved that thing over. It's the best we can do, really. We roll a 9, which is a hit. The Sharp Talon Arm. True Siren Blade is that, plus that, plus that. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. And we need a 4. Well, it should be relatively doable. Goes to 5 because of the single token here. True Siren Blade doesn't do too much else for us. That's easily a wound. Go True Siren Blade. So that guy is going to go 2 breaks. Bang, bang. 1 opening from the sword. 1 opening from level 2. And then he's got a pushback. But we don't really want to worry about a pushback at this point. He's going to push back 3 and give us bleeding up to 1. How fun. We'll then spend a fate to discard a bleeding token using the Sun Guard. Actually, we might not have an opportunity to do that. No, we do, because we haven't done our moves yet. I think. Pushback 3. Do we have any reduction of pushback? We do not. So we are knocked down. So we won't be spending a fate to do that. We're going to land on that. We don't have tumble. It's going to gain us an ambrosia token. We're knocked down. And we gain a danger from crash. Okay, so the only person we've got left now is Solon. And we have to put this here on this board. Man, I think we are in real trouble in this fight, actually, because I am not going to be able to gain all that much. We need at least 2 people to be able to get through it. Okay. Solon will spend his Timekeeper's Child to arrive from time clocked, which is a very nice ability. When you have combined that with when you're about to suffer knockdown, suffer time clocked, he's going to move to here and he's going to attempt. I just thought I'd check if you can re-roll this roll with Fate, and you cannot. So anyway, here we go. I just thought I'd check to see if you can re-roll this with Fate, and you cannot. So 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't know what that is. What is it? Oh, it was a 10. So I don't want a 10. That's an 8. Antediluvian shell. Good. That will be very beneficial. That's the end of our turn. It is the Buffhead's turn. Primordial guy. Oh no, I ended Titan round. We're supposed to suffer danger for a number of bleeding tokens we have, so the Warkeeper's going to suffer 1 danger. There might have needed to be a few other danger attributed in the last turn for Solon, so I'll give him 2 danger from the 2 tokens he had. That's it. Great. AI card. Talon Tear, non-bleeding Titan in sight. So it's either of those 2. I think we'll go Solon. Or yeah, I think I like Solon better. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So on to here. So this is going to get smashed. He's going to suffer another danger. And it's move and push back 2. Solon, however, has the Abyss Thorax, so he can reduce pushbacks by 1. So it'll just be a pushback of 1. And he suffers bleeding 2. And then we're going to roll 4 and a 10. Holy guacamole. We roll none. This fight's actually going awful. 4 and a 10. Oh, it's just a straight raise your trauma level. So we go to level 2. And resolve a trauma draw. So we draw a major trauma. Heroic death. Any other round, yeah, alright, so he's dying, but he can have an attack. Might as well go all out then. Raise your rage, spend 2 fate. He's looking at 5s on these hit rolls for the knife. Three hits, we'll spend a fate, we'll spend 2 fate to reroll 2 of these. It's his last attack anyway, so we'll spend 3. That is 6 hits. It's going to be plenty of opening tokens in the pool. Let's just really Going well. 6 hits. Vestigial Wing. This is a bonus attack, so that's good. 1, 2, 3. We're not in the rear. Move up to 3 spaces. No. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's only 2 breaks in the pool, so we need to roll well here. We can do it if we roll this and get a double on a re-roll. So we definitely should use that, I think. Nope, we fail. So all adjacent Titan stuff are knocked down, which is me. If you have the Spark of the Dead Gods, roll a dice on a 10, you awaken. We do not awaken. Solon dies. Penelope and Otis gain rage. That will result in nothing else happening. And now, predation, he's going to go for this guy. 1, 2, 3 on a 10. Of course, we rolled 2 10s on that. That one we can re-roll. That's 1 danger, which we can mitigate with the Siren Cataphract. We do. No danger suffered. Have another bleeding token though, guy. Okay. Titan turn. We will use our Telehealing to discard the 2 bleeding tokens from the Warkeeper. We will use our Stand Up from Knockdown ability to stand up from knockdown. So we've got no telehealing left. We've got 1 knockdown. We've got 1 lower fate gain danger. We are going to go with Penelope. She's going to use a second one of those. And we have 2 power rerolls left. We're going to shoot the Sphere Cast. I didn't build the pool, but the knives gave us 6 hits. Plus 1, 2, 3 breaks. 1, 2 breaks. So the Sphere Cast, hopefully we can hit now. We do hit. It nearly trickled over to a thing. As you can see from here, there is no Cestus Hammer thing. I just remembered it was an extra danger for Odysseus from the bleeding, which does trigger a trauma draw for him. Unfortunately, he has only rolled 1 block. Gain 3 fate. 1, 2, 3. Anytime you survive negative, gain a rage. Warkeeper on fire. Okay, back to here. So this is an 8 to wound. The Sphere Cast is rolling 4 reds, and we have 2 extra reds, and there's 2 breaks in the pool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 breaks is good. So wound, she suffers bleeding 1. That is a 2. So we add a 3. So she hasn't moved yet. Sphere Cast is exhausted. She will use her Ice Elixir to clear her bleeding tokens, and then she will sacrifice her movement to unexhaust all of her cards. This heroic death needs to be shuffled back into the major trauma. And that's her done. We build the pool. The sphere cast adds 3 fire. 1, 2, 3. Has she done anything yet? She hasn't done a single hit yet. After surviving a major grave trauma, no. Okay, so at level 1, she gets to leave an opening. At level 2, she gets to motivate and put a black, so we'll put a black in. Level 3, she gets to put an opening and a rouse token. Ooh, now I'm interested. At level 4, it's 2 more opening tokens. 1, 2. Level 5, is that greater opening and a reroll? Greater pass. So I can choose any tokens to stay in the pool. So I guess we'll leave a break. And that'll do. Interesting. That is a very good Kratos table. The Warkeeper. Swing with the True Siren Blade. Plus 1,000,000. Rage 6. Not really worried about his fate. 2 is a hit. Do we spiral that? Yeah, I think we do spiral that because he's hitting on anything but. And we could have rolled into a crit. Oh, now, I wounded with the discus, so we're going to have to move this sword over to there. So this is actually going to be a 7. However, we are 1, 2, 3 red. We are a bonus 2. We're a bonus red, and then we're an extra red. And we've got lots and lots of toys to play with in the pool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 if we needed. So one of the fire tokens will disappear. The break will go. The sword has a 1. That will go. And he gets 2 breaks on level 1. It's 1 opening on level 2. He gets a pushback on level 3. So we'll push him back. Woo. He gets a dice on 4. He gets an opening on 5. He gets a break on 6. He gets a break on 7, and he's on 7 because of the rouse token that was in the pool before. Not bad. Performs signature against the attacker. All right. I'll just make sure we've done everything. Need to do an escalation again. That one was a 2, up into a 3. Yucky. Need to leave that out. 2 out, 3 in. That's the end of that action. So he's now going to do a Talon Scratch against me. Again, he still hasn't done his movement action, so we should be able to use the Siren Cataphract. Yeah, I'm going to reduce 1 break token. I'm going to push him again. Push back so I don't get knocked over again. Yeah, move and push back 2. One, 2. Regurgitate is irrelevant. Suffer bleeding 1. 1, 2, 3 on a 10. Crit evade. Lose a fate. Nice. One reroll. No. So it's 3 danger in total, which we use these. So that goes into 2 danger. We draw a grave trauma. Add the You Died Horribly card to the deck. It's already in there. Thank you very much. Knockback 3. Not today. Not today, sir. I can use the Sun Guard to move him. After an attack against you is resolved, move up to 1 space. This is an unfortunate turn of events. Let's push back 3 on this after attack. Knockback 3, I should say. We're knocked back into that destructible terrain, which is going to create. Yes, I have to do Sun Guard to move 1 to there, and then I'll sacrifice my movement to clear the bleeding tokens. End of the turn, we don't do any draws. We don't go any danger at the end of the Titan round because Predation has, Deep Cut. Nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds down. He's about to go again. There's plenty of tokens in the pool. Wish us luck. Apex Predator, furthest Titan in sight. It is either of them. Titan in blind spot. Land on top and attack. Oh, good. 2 hits, die. 3 hits, die, and the Argonaut gains a Fated Nemos. This is an awful, awful card. At this point, we're going to consider, don't say we'll do it, but we're going to consider using a Nymph. The Solitude Nymph allows us to spend a summon charge to immediately discard the AI card and treat it as resolved. That's going to kill a Titan for sure. Where are we at with the Buffhead? He's 1 away from us, so we can afford to use that. There's only 5 wounds, so we do not get to kill him this turn, even if we make both attacks. Even if we make both attacks. We'll do it. We'll spend an Argo Fate. Whoa, how are we at 7? No, this is summon charge. It doesn't cost an Argo Fate, and then the adversary moves. I hate everything about this, but I don't think we can afford to go out with this few. We can't afford to gain any more doom. So, and then at the end of his turn, nothing triggers because of there being no bleeding tokens. So that's all good. We do need to just double check that I'm remembered to move this token because I think we had a sword wound. So it's going to be this one goes to here, and we're just going to alternate between the 2 is our only play. Stand by. I don't love that play, but I don't think I've got too many other options at this point. Phenelope is going to go next. She's going to shoot the sphere cast at this guy. It's a level 3 AI card on top. She goes to 6. She raises her fate thanks to committing. She did unexhaust all of the things to lose cumbersome, which is good. And she's hitting on +1, +2, +3, +4, +5. So she's hitting on a 4. I'd really love a hit here. No, she's actually hitting on 3 because she is standing on a time anchor. That's good. 3 is good. Cool. Okay, let's go. It's a 9. That'll do. It's an AI 3. It's not a critical, but we are going to get some damage down. That's full show. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 reds. 6 break-ins in the pool. No penalties from the thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Plenty. We'll worry about that in a second. Let's build the pool. So the sphere cast is exhausted. At level 1, she's got pass, so she's going to leave an opening. At level 2, she's got a black and a motivate, so she's going to move this guy 1. Then at level 3, she's got a pass and a motivate, so we'll leave another opening. All these breaks come out. At level 4, we lose a fire, but then we're going to gain 3 fire. At level 4, we get 2 motivates. I don't think we need to because he's going to go there, so he's in range. That's fine. So instead, we'll go opening, opening. Then we've got greater pass, which will be a break. And that's it. And then we also have a rouse token in there, which is good. We don't have to do anything else. So we do this, gain bleeding up to 3. 1, 2, 3. However, she will use her Ice Elixir to discard 2 bleeding tokens from herself. And she will use the thing to gain, lose 2 fate to gain 1 danger. It's our last one. And she'll then sacrifice her movement to clear bleeding fully. So she has no bleed tokens, which is great. He then moves to the center of the board and turns to face the most titans, which is going to be like that. That is a 2 or 3, sorry. So we get rid of a 1. We put in another 3. That one goes on the bottom. We add a double wound. This one, get rid of a 1. Put in a 3. And now our Warkeeper is going to go. Oh, sorry, we do have another 2 motivate if we need. Nah, we don't need any more motivate. Oh, we've got 2 rouse tokens. Oh, that's tasty. That is tasty treats right there. So we will just motivate. Oh, no, we haven't got 2 rouse. We've only got 1. That's a shame. Okay. Otis, move. Make an attack. There is a blind spot here, but we can't get to it. True Siren Blade. Again, we're hitting on a 1,000,000. That's a 6. I think we'll spiral to try and get a 10 and hope we don't roll a 1. So fucking good. Oh. And he's on 1,000,000. Oh, and of course we'll move the one that's on sword. It's a critical. You may perform a bonus attack during the rapid action trait. If we can get this through, we actually are killing him in this activation, which will make that decision to use the nymph. Really, really a great decision. We're a good chance here because he's effectively Rage 8 because of the Rouse token, which means we start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 2 automatic wounds. And a black token. And a lot of fire tokens. And a break token. Whoosh! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's enough. 10, 11. Easily enough. Easily enough. Come on, Deno. Critical. That's another core. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, what's in his pool? So we keep 3 fire tokens because we didn't need to use any of those. We keep 1 opening from the sword itself. We lose the black, we lose the rouse, we lose the break. But at level 1 we gain 2 breaks. At level 2 we gain an opening. At level 3 we gain a pushback, which we don't need to use. At level 4, ooh, maybe we should use pushback. Yeah, if we go here, we can push him back. Bang, bang. And that's going to put a -1 AT token in his pool. So we'll do that. Another opening. Another break. And that'll do. Now, the only reason that we are able to ignore this current situation is because we've done a sword wound. Normally we would move this over to the sword and we'd be like, oh no, I can't do a wound. This bonus attack allows us to ignore the rapid adaptation trait. So this attack is completely ignoring that whatsoever. So it's pretty darn good actually. Some days it's okay being a little guy controlling a Titan, standing in front of a primordial, just asking him to love her. True Siren Blade is +5 to hit, so we're a 4. Got plenty of fate rerolls. We won't spiral this. We've got 6 breaks. Yeah, come on, son. It's a 3. Spend a fate to reroll. I'm so nervous. If he doesn't get this hit, come on. It's an 8. Oh. We know what it is. We get to ignore that. Oh, the harpy dies if we wound it. Well, guess what? He dies anyway. It's a million reds. It's a black. It's 2 bonus ones. It's a total of 8. We've got 6 tokens in the pool. If he survives this, it'll be one of the worst rolls I've ever rolled. It's pretty bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's bad, and I've still got it. That is a very nice turn of events. I'm happy with that. What a great decision to use the Solitude Nymph at that point. Really good. Really happy about that. So at the end of the Titan thing, we gain an additional 3 Ambrosia. Oh, let's just clear all of this. Gone, 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 gone. The Warkeeper's been a good addition. He's been a really good addition. And I've got to say that Returner's Rouse token on a level 3 is good. I don't think I appreciated that enough last time. The fact that she can just straight ignore an Obel draw is not too bad either, really. Lose 3 Argo Fate. 1, 2, 3. A cheeky little burden fight wouldn't be too bad right about now. I'll just take the top 2 of those. So yes, we gain 3 Ambrosia automatically from fighting the guy. And then we're going to gain that's all Ambrosia. That's one of those. That's one of those. That's one of those. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 18 Ambrosia. And 6 Razor Claw. And 9 Icarian feathers. That'll do. That'll do. Spent a surge. Was that worthwhile? I'm not sure. I desperately cannot afford to gain more doom at the moment. And losing a battle and retreating from battle is gaining a doom. So that's just not an option right now. Okay. So that was the encounter phase against the Harpy. So we now go into the advancement phase. We have a technology research for combat. And right now, we can't take that yet, but if we take Argo line transforming weapons, we will be able to take that. Do we want to take apostate weapons? We'll gain Argo line transforming weapons because the Icarian Harpy autopsy allows us to build a returner or an ascender or one of those guys, which is great. Oh, what's this do? Oh yeah, that's good, yeah. This one, mono mythological support. Great, so we will now build a gear. And I think we can build the Shade Shield. That's so great. Get out of here. Get out of here. I'm going to show off this weapon because it is a banger. It is an absolute banger. Here is the Shade Shield. So if you want to use it as a weapon, which I think is the right option here, you get Inspire, which is standard guy up from knockdown. You get Spirals, so you can reroll hit rolls. Hope 2 is one of the most clutch tokens you can add. Opening 2, Reposition 1, Succor, I can't even remember what that is. Laser Resistance 1, I can't remember what that is. Block 1, that's obviously very good. It's automatically a black and a white plus an automatic power. That is just like, that is so much potential damage for a one-handed weapon. It replaces probably the true Siren Blade completely. The only downside is it doesn't have a hit bonus, and that is where we go. That's where we go poorly. So we probably move the repurposed Cryptex to whoever is wielding that to try and alleviate some of that. Anyway, what else can we make? Argo line transforming weapons. I'm going to pause and I'll have a look at the things and see if there's anything I want to make. Okay, we're just going to play it cool for the moment. There's some really good gear coming that I might try and hold on for, I should say. Because if we can get through the next fight and get enough resources, then we're in really good shape. Yeah, so let's go and have a look at our timeline events. So we've done our combat research. At this point on the story phase, we will throw down this bad boy and we will broker a deal and gain 2 paradox to convince Icarus. So we are on tile 37. We gain 2 paradox. Icarus accepts a deal. We mark N4 and we have completed all 3 of our tasks in the one loop. And so we are off to the story card. Let's see what it tells us. As soon as you change 3 events in a single time loop, see 0059. to those long dead. At this moment, mark all 3 codes you got from story A in the choice matrix. Okay, I already did that. Chill winds whip at the Argo as it approaches the old Hyperborean facility from whence Icarus's sky chariot, the Aspirant, was launched. You have made the needed changes to effect Icarus's mission, and now it is time to see what fruit your actions will bear, whether you truly could affect Daedalus's son's cruel fate, and by extension, if you had any chance of reversing the eschaton. It doesn't take long for the Argo to make landfall close to the facility. There you find smoke rising from dozens of campfires surrounding the ancient structures. A delegation of Delphians approaches you, wary, gaunt, cold, very much on edge. There are murmurs among them, more than a few nervous glances being sent towards your titans. The looming colossi seem to trouble them greatly, inspiring a terrible fear in their ranks. Finally, one of them comes forward. I am Krastos. I lead these people, he states. We do not know you, strangers. State your business. Should probably mark the 2 titans that I lost in that fight. Dead. We need access to these ruins to understand what happened here when Icarus launched the Aspirant. There are snorts of derision. His name is anathema to our people. I was but a boy when he came, and many bought into his story of the voyage to the sun. My father was among them. The explosion of his vessel lit up the sky. Nothing was left but a flaming wreck. It flew on our polis. It fell on our polis. Many died. My own family was slain by debris, and it keeps falling. Every time our world reverts, we are brought back to that moment. Offer the Delphians resources in exchange for that. Or we can offer the Delphians a place on the Argo. I don't really want to gain to Argo fate. So we will offer the Delphians resources in exchange for the facility. We gain a diplomacy with the Twilight Watch. And Sun Airs -1. Oh no. Lose 6 Hyperborean Ally or 8 Siren Shell. Well, guess what we got plenty of. C62. You approach the facility, ignoring the suspicious, inquisitive glances of the Delphians. Icarus launched his mission in the past, at the time of the Sun Airs. But the ripples of the disaster are felt across time. You are sure the changes you've made to the timeline would suffice in correcting the course of events. Were you so gravely mistaken? Inside, you are immediately overwhelmed by a powerful sensation of stillness, a chill in the air that goes beyond the ice and snow outside. This place is old, that much is immediately evident, far more ancient than you expected. Just how long has it been since the Hyperboreans walked these halls? As for mortals, judging from the mess, they must have abandoned it after the failed flight. A chaos of shattered stone, protruding columns, and black-veined ice, scattered tools and equipment fill the passages, signs of a hurried, frenzied exodus. Navigating the hallways will be a challenge, especially for your titans. At least the architecture of the giant Hyperboreans is tall enough to accommodate them without a need for stooping. Okay, so we have to test cunning or wisdom. I'd really like to succeed at least twice here. I feel like cunning and wisdom is not too bad for us. Wisdom +1. We can gain a fate to add 1, so we will. So this will be a 7, and we'll probably re-roll this if we fail. Critical. Boom! Cunning or wisdom. We will take cunning here, so that takes her to a 6. We'll gain a fate to make it a 5 with a re-roll. Hopefully we don't need the re-roll. That's a 9. Boo! So we've made our task, so we'll take cunning here. We'll gain a fate, so that'll be a 6. And the last one's +2. Well, we've got to go for 4 now. Gain a fate. And this will be 5 with a reroll. Oh, 4. Come on, I was about to get really excited then. Give me it, give me it, give me it. Give me it. 9. 4 out of 4. Yeah, that's sick. You make swift progress to your goal. C65. The halls of the ancient structure. Oh my god, gained 5 Hyperborean. I'm going to mark this because this is exciting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The halls of the ancient structure call to you. It's hard to explain, but it almost feels as if you have walked these passages before. You imagine the Hyperboreans, towering grey-skinned giants striding about their business around you, a glimpse of the facility in its heyday. You follow the whims that arise in your heart, and you find your way to a central nexus of passages, a place where many routes meet. You scan your surroundings for a moment, taking note of the inscriptions on the walls around you. They tell of a hopeful mission to this facility, to reach the skies, and the stars and sun above it, and of Helios's ire for such a transgression. There is talk of a sun plague and the coming of the typhon that destroyed the facility and slaughtered its staff. Something flickers into existence, as if torn between timelines. Can you grasp it? 5 Hyperborean. Then you may craft the Arclight Thrower for 6 Daedalus Machina, 15 Hyperborean, 10 Ambrosia, and 7 Razor Claw. We have all of those except for 1 Daedalus Machina. I don't know what that item does, but I don't think it's one that I need right now. Oh, it's that one. Yeah, it's okay, but I don't want to craft it. I can do gear futures if I want. I think we're fine with the sphere cast at the moment. As you make ready to move on, a strange light catches your gaze. Down one of the passages, an anomaly can be seen hanging in the air. A glittering cloud of fragmented realities. Curiosity gets the better of you, and you step through. C66. Chaos. You are immediately engulfed in a cacophony of rattling metal, hissing pipework, and roaring flames. The heat is overpowering, making your lungs seize up as your skin prickles and your eyes burn. It's just like you had stepped into a furnace. The passages around you have become narrow, although tall enough for one of a giant's stature to stand upright. Metal encases the walls and floor, glowing with heat as the air around you shimmers and twists. You glance up at a nearby wall, a bulkhead, and see heavy script etched there in Olympian, a single word, aspirant. The realization strikes you like a hammer blow. You are on the aspirant, a vessel that Icarus used to try and ascend to the skies. The craft that was meant to carry him to the sun and break the time curse of Delphi once and for all. Judging from the chaos that surrounds you, you have stepped aboard the very moment he is making the attempt. A glimpse of the past then, you surmise. Whether you can do anything to change the course of events remains to be seen, but you can at least use this moment, this vision, to learn more about what went wrong and what changes succeeded. Read all of the following that apply. I'm going to review that Arclight Thrower and decide very, very in a second, once I've done all this, just to see if I do actually want it. Took a very quick glance. All right, if J3 is marked, it is C67. You momentarily find yourself in the core of the vessel where the pulsing, beating machina heart of the craft lies. The Maystone modifications you implemented have taken hold, and the chaotic energies of the heart of the aspirant are contained. The crucible core shudders and groans loudly, sparks of white-hot power leaping from it, but every pulse of energy is caught by the fragments of Siren Shell and the shards of the Cretan labyrinth, the conflicting geometries twisting and redirecting the chaotic energies in new directions, keeping it all safely contained. We gain an Argo knowledge, and because we're in the story phase, that'll happen now. Well, after that story. Let me just see what I get from that. Good. We gain a technology card, mono mythological support. I feel like that's got some good items in it too. Anyway, return to 66. If N4 is marked, see 68. As you pass through the corridors of the Sky Chariot, a cadre of bronze-armoured combat engineers, their heads lowered, rush past you to deal with some emergency. You recognise the Athenian armour, Simici warriors assigned to the aspirant to aid in their mission. It seems Icarus took your advice to heart and allowed the keen minds of Athens in their deep pockets to aid him. Gain a glory. If F6 is marked, it is marked. See 69. Time flickers around you, and you are shifted through the ship, finding yourself in the navigation chamber, the Oracle's cradle. There you see a crew member you'd assigned to the aspirant, laying in a device oddly similar to your Balan Aeon. A thin layer of cloying green holds in place, while a strange helm-like device has been placed over his head. He is bellowing course corrections and barking orders without hesitation. You can feel the ship adjusting under his instructions, making swift and decisive changes moment by moment. Lose 2 Argo Fate. I like that. Return to 66. Then C, 73. There is yet another flicker, and you are suddenly shunted to the bridge of the aspirant where, among the rising chaos, the crew fights against the inevitable. A dozen voices clamour for attention. The crucible is holding steady for now, but I'm not sure how much paracausal energy it can redirect. Hull plating is beginning to buckle under the pressure. We're losing atmosphere through breaches on decks Eta, Rho and Sigma. Temperature in the outer sections is already far exceeding the limits of our electrum plating can withstand. I have reports of bulkheads deforming, doors being sealed shut, and structural beams shearing under the strain. At the centre of this pandemonium, a figure stands tall, his posture one of confidence, his head held high. You almost do not recognise Icarus, so different is his stance to the meek, downtrodden figure you met previously. This, you realise, is Icarus in his element, commanding the mission, holding firm to his goal, success within his reach. He exudes an air of cool calm, barking out orders to each and every crew member, even as the reports become more and more dire. As you and your comrades appear on the bridge, the towering figure turns to face you, recognition gleaming in his eyes. Argonauts, marvellous is it not? My father's dream, realised at last, perfected against all odds. You glance about, noting the concerned looks on the faces of Icarus's crew, the shuddering of the aspirant herself, and the unsteady progress it is making in the heavens. Doubt rises within you. All eyes turn aside as a man clad in what looks like a commander's uniform bursts onto the bridge, cheeks red with emotion as he rushes towards Icarus. Captain, he barks, we're losing structural integrity on the lower decks. We have to turn back. No! Icarus turns his golden mask towards the commander. We cannot give up, not when we are so close. Have you lost your mind, boy? The older man retorts. Look around you. She cannot take much more of this. Scotty from Star Trek. What your father asked of you, what you're asking of us, is not possible. No mortal can reach the sun, no matter how hard you try. I will not fail, Icarus replies stubbornly. We're almost there. Just a little closer. You'll kill us all, lad. No, not this time, the looming figure vows darkly. This time, I'll make it. I know I will. I know it. You hesitate, uncertain as to whether to intervene. Did you do enough to ensure success in this iteration? Is it even your place to interfere at this point? Do we persuade Icarus to evacuate the aspirant? We gain Delphian diplomacy +1 and lose Sun Air's diplomacy. Or do we encourage Icarus to keep pushing on and succeed at his mission? Let's evacuate the aspirant. Delphian's diplomacy +1. Oh, the Sun Airs, no, -1. Oh no. 75. The ship, it's coming apart. You stress, meeting the towering figure's eyes behind the gold mask. Get your people out of here before it's too late. Icarus grows still, locked in indecision. You can feel the hesitance, the reluctance. His eyes dart from side to side, his shoulders tense, and his wrestling deep within is plain for all to see, his crew watching him with cautious, questioning eyes. For just a moment, you think he will disagree with you, insisting on continuing his mission. But finally your words seem to reach him. Abandon ship! Get to the pods! The crew are quick to comply, scurrying from the bridge. Soon only Icarus and you remain, and it dawns on you what is he about to do. You're not leaving, are you? I cannot. I need to see this through, no matter the cost. Relief that Icarus listened to reason, but also sorrow that you see him deeply committed to his father's folly. You turn away, realizing you have done all you can. Gain a paradox. Silence falls. The aspirant lurches sharply. There is a horrific moment of weightlessness as it twists onto its side, dropping a few hundred feet through the air, and then swerving the other way, as if suddenly grasped by an unseen, immensely powerful hand. A terrible groan resounds, the shrieking of the damned, and the entire front segment of the sky chariot is torn free, bronze and iron ripping like parchment. A tempest of rushing air fills the bridge, a howling storm that deafens you. The aspirant continues forward for a moment more, and then slowly, inexorably, loses all onwards momentum and tumbles into a steep, sharp plummet towards the ground far below. The last thing you see of Icarus is him being pulled from his place at the helm and cast down into empty nothingness, spiraling away from the aspirant, the tattered remnants of his cloak flaring and fluttering around him like a pair of tattered, damaged wings. Pressure deafens your ears as flames swirl around the aspirant, the very air itself resisting its passage and igniting in fury. You look about, struggling to fully grasp the chaos that has engulfed you as you cling to any purchase you can find. Your eyes rove to the bridge and catch a glimpse of Icarus's crew members, the grim commander who had challenged him, pinned to the bulkhead by centrifugal force, his expression twisting and morphing painfully under the immense forces. Flames lick at his clothes and his skin is beginning to peel and blister. Do we save the commander of the aspirant? We shorten the loop permanently by 1. Permanently. I'm not really sure that I want to do that. But we'll do it. We'll do it. We'll save him. Our loop length is now 4. That's bad. It's very bad. Delphine's diplomacy +1, Sunny's diplomacy -1. 2 Argonauts gain 2 danger each. 1, 2. 1, 2. And gain a progress. We're going to go to 49. Going to read that because we're still in the timeline thing. Story phase. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, we gain an Echo of Recollection. That's nice. We gain Age Nymph Summoning, and we gain the Chrono Ice Payload card. Age Nymph. Don't remember what she does, actually. I remember most of them. Age Nymph. That's all right. I quite like her. Mark M9. C80. The ship has begun to stabilise somewhat, ceasing in its crazed tumble and committing fully to the headlong plunge back towards Delphi. You feel time stutter around you and the land changes below the aspirant. One moment, the hills and lowlands are bathed in the scorching heat of the summer's sun, and the next they are clutched by icy wastes of the twilight era. There is another flicker, and the rolling hills are suddenly filled with a writhing mass of bodies. Rank upon rank of red and white armoured warriors march across the land, spears and aspids held in their hands. The roar of battle reaches your ears as you see the Spartan invasion force swarm towards its goal. Among them, a figure you know all too well, the gargantuan shadow of the Nietzschean, spilling flame and black smoke into the air around it, towers above his troops. The Colossus faces a hypertime oracle, the pair locked in a brutal conflict. The Nietzschean's sword swings, and a glittering fractal wing peels away from the time beast. There is a shriek of pain, only matched by the roar of fury that the Nietzschean lets loose in challenge. The aspirant continues its arc over the battlefield, drawing the gaze of all present as it screams through the skies, a flaming meteor of metal and shattered hope raining down all kinds of flaming debris on the Spartan legions. A few larger pieces of the ship tear free, plummeting down into the heart of the Nietzschean's army, and then you have passed the war zone, time flickering once again to show you a vast glacier of black-veined ice rapidly drawing closer. You tense, bracing for the impact that is certain to come, but reality shifts once more, and you find yourself back in the Hyperborean facility, almost as if ejected from the moment of calamity by the sheer force of the collision, or perhaps plucked from that instant. Who knows? It is hard to tell. The commander sags to his knees next to you, gasping for air, as all look about in disorientation. The chill of ice-encased Delphi seeps into your bodies, a shock after the raw, searing heat of the aspirant's final moments. You kneel next to the commander and place a gentle hand on his shoulder. There is a little of his flesh that has not been burned horribly. By the Furies, that was close. Icarus! Icarus, where is he? He seems to gain a little more awareness as he remembers the fate of the leader of the aspirant's crew. Oh, lad, you poor fool. He still lives, you assure him. The Moray will force him to relive the cycle until it's broken. We need to help him, to perfect the mission until it succeeds. But to do that, we need to find the remnants of the aspirant and uncover what went wrong this iteration. Something is still keeping him from reaching the sun. Then I will help you in any way I can, the commander swears, whatever it takes. We need you to track down where the craft made landfall. Then I will travel with you. Electrion of Delphi never turns his back on someone in lead, and the lad needs all the help he can get. This decided, you gather your comrades and leave the facility, returning to the Argo with all haste. You need to find the crash site of the aspirant before the time loop resets and the cycle repeats once more. Commander Electrion befriends the party leader. Note his name and bonus. Commander Electrion opening +1. So we'll give that to someone who's not about to retire. Let's give it to Heraclides. Flip to side 2B to those yet unborn and return to the voyage phase. What an exciting sequence of stories, friends. We made it. However, our loop length just got shortened to 4, and I do not know, I literally have no idea if I can win this game with my loop length at 4. Oh. Move all tokens from side 2A to here. Okay, so we had 5, so we could actually go 6, 7 if we wanted. No, we'll just stick with 5. Because I did not remember that. To those yet unborn. It should have worked. You did everything you agreed upon. See, 8, 3, if we get to 9 or more. I enjoyed that fight, friends. I enjoyed that a lot. We've reached the end of the story phase, so we are moving on to the Doom step. We gain no Doom, but we now have to trigger loop end because our loop end moved to here unless we want to spend some stuff. We will not spend any stuff. We gain 1 unavoidable Doom. Because our loop length is only 4, our 1, 2, 3, 4, this is our loop end here. We are going to struggle with a loop length of 4. I don't know if that is going to be possible. And that is it. So we flippity flop all the way back. Bloop, bloop. No, us. Here, 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 here. It's probably okay, friends. It's probably okay. Because we got away from the burden. We're going to go down now in a blaze of glory. Anything else in that phase? No? Great. Let's move on to some timeline stuff. Shuffle this bad boy. We added a couple of those cards back in there. And I'm just going to look at that item now to decide if I want it. So you roll 4 dice. It's range 2 to 3. It's fire 1, opening 3, spiral 1. It's cumbersome. Ignore the rapid adaptation trait. That is a nice ability. If you get a full hit. So, and this is sort of the issue, right? It and the sphere cast are very comparable. They're both effectively 4 reds, thereabouts. They're both range. They've both got similar things that they add. You know, fire 3 versus fire 1 opening 3. The difference is if you get all 4 hits on the Arclight throw, it'll be a 6 dice plus a break, whereas the sphere cast doesn't. But the sphere cast has the option to switch into this, which is awesome. So I reckon we'll save those resources for something else. Good. Okay, so we will move the Argo down 1 spot. Bang. Down here. We've gained a glory. Flip that to story card 2B. We've gained. So we're on 6 glory now. We mark the timeline. We do our draw. And we're going to do an acclamation. 3 Daedalus Machina. And are we allied? Of course we are. It's the Delphians. So Daedalus Machina gains us 1 1, 2, 3. And another Argo knowledge to take us to 50. And the buffhead moves. Start chasing us again, you big rolly Dumbo head. Hidden Workshop, gain 2 Daedalus Machina. 1, 2. Alright, let's do the acclamation. So 1, 13, 3, 5, 9. 9, 3, 13, 1. And we add 10, 16, 27, 15, and 28. And what I very much like about these changes is we just lost 1, 2, 3, 4 adversary markers, and we gained none. So all of a sudden, the likelihood that we're going to see the adversary is now reduced by quite a significant margin. So I like that a lot. Acclamation done. The Doom step triggers, unfortunately, Doom. We are at 7 Doom. We flip this Eschaton Dilemma to 2B. Immediately shuffle the Entropy's Embrace and Chekhov's Sun. Doom 2B. Alrighty. No stories on this map tile. No frozen time, nothing. So, we get to decide now if we want to go across or down. I think we know that across is going to definitely lead us to a lighthouse. Down may not. We'll go down. A hub adventure. Very nice. We already gained that one, so we just move him and gain 3 Daedalus Machina. And I love that one. I love that one. That's great. Research structural. So let's just review the structural options on offer. Sun shielding. Yes. What about Icebreaker? We don't have 20 explored past tiles. Delphian investigations. Delphian diplomatic relations. Chrono Sail, we can't take that. Adaton completion, we can take that. Summon limit 3, I don't mind that at all actually. Because I think we're going to have to start using those nymphs a little bit more. Yeah, I think we'll take Adaton completion. Does that change our summon limit? Hey, you're a jet. You're a jet guy. Scribe guy, you rule. Alright, I forgot to do story. 1. We're in number 2, so that's going to be the road less travelled. Don't think we've done that one yet, have we? Oh, we've done one. Number 8 on the road less travelled. I'm going to guess between two fires. Let's see. What a great guess. Deed. Who's got a deed? No deed there. No deed there. One deed there. And no deed there. Great. So these are the ruins depthly mentioned, you say as you look at the tall structure before you. There is an air of familiarity to them, and yet you don't think you've ever seen ruins this complex, this advanced. What manner of being could have built all this? As you walk through a dilapidated passage, your fingertips brush against the walls, scratching some of the ice away. There are worn decorations here, feathers and bird designs and depictions of the sun. You don't understand the symbols you see, yet there is an unmistakable connection to the sky, perhaps even Helios himself. The light of your torches guides you further into the ruins, towards a large chamber. Sunlight and snowflakes stream down through a hole in the ceiling onto the many people gathered below. Based on their clothes, you immediately guess who they are, fur-clad and stern-looking Twilight Watch to the left, Sun Airs wearing sun-embroidered robes to the right, and the Delphians in their usual chittens and cloaks in the middle, always caught in the middle. As soon as you are spotted, people swarm to you, the cacophony made only worse by the reverberating qualities of the broad room. Eventually, Depperly, you recognise amongst the Delphians when you helped her guide her people recently, sums it up for you. The Delphians have discovered these ruins and occasionally use them for shelter. The Sun Airs wish to use them for religious purposes, and the Twilight Watch want to destroy them as a symbol of religious oppression. Option 1 is agree the Twilight Watch should destroy it, gain a doom, shan't be doing that one. Agree that the Sun Airs should use that for religious purposes, shan't be doing that one. Agree that the Delphians should stay in the ruins. Gain a diplomacy, lose a diplomacy with the Twilight Watch. I don't think that matters. Lose a crew. I'm not stoked about that. C11. How far away is our next timeline battle? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Yep, 11. While Dapperly and the Delphins breathe a sigh of relief upon hearing your verdict. The Sun Airs and the Twilight Watch take action. The crowd turns into a mob, and there is little you can do to stop it. People push each other as they argue. Blades are drawn, and soon the snow turns red as anger takes over. Only then does the mob realise they have gone too far. Ashamed, they carry out their dead, while you are left with the Delphins to bury your fallen brothers and sisters, wondering why it always comes to this. Are mortals nothing more than beasts who will turn upon each other as soon as their ideals are challenged? The old priest might have some words of wisdom to share, but even he doesn't have all the answers. You're not staying, you ask Depperly as you're about to leave yourselves? I'm not a good leader. I won't find my purpose here. Then she looks at you. Our paths will cross again, Argonauts. She smiles and leaves. You take one last look at the village, at the ruins, and the people carrying supplies before you depart as well. Lose 2 Argo Fate. Great turn of events. This loop end 4 thing is spinning me for a loop. And I mean that as a very humorous pun as well as very bad. We'll move here. Gain a Titan. Actually not unhappy about that. Mark the timeline. We have a combat reset. Are we at the time? We are at the loop end already. Wow. Do I want to extend it? We need some way to extend our loop, really, don't we? I don't remember if there is a way to do that. I'm sure there's some sort of project that lets us do that. Anyway, I feel really bad about this situation. There's not a lot we can do here. If we extend it by 2, we'll be able to go find this thing. But anyway, let's do this flippy draw. 3 Siren Shell. I don't want Siren Shell. I want Hyperborean alloy. And a Delphian fleet. We gain a summoning charge. That's cool, actually. That goes away. We gain a Titan. That's also cool. And we gain a Rage because someone is friendly. Gain a Titan. Whew. Forgotten Temple of Iapetus. Gain 2 Siren Shell resources and place 1 on Inward Odyssey. We can't stop. We can't be stopped. Good. And the buffhead moved once. Okay, we have our Icarian Harpy Autopsy as our combat research. And I feel like that's the right option because it's going to get us some cool things. We'll do it. We'll do it. Let's see what we can make. Oh, what? Is that an Ascender? Is that an Ascender Titan, you say? Oh, goody. Let's check Exobone armor out, see if it's any better than the Abyss Thorax. I think we're about ready to shuffle the Abyss Thorax out for some Exobone armor. Looks pretty good to me. Exobone. The Feather Linothorax. Feather Linothorax has a reflex on it. That's quite good, actually. That's okay. But more importantly, we can make a Ascender Titan. So we're going to do that. We're going to kill a Delphian Dreamwalker and turn it into an Ascender. And we are going to lose one of our Icarian Harpy cores to do that. I think we might look at this mono-mythological support stuff. I don't think we need to make that just yet. I think we should focus on trying to make a weapon at this point. Yep. No, I don't want any of the mono-mythological supports as yet. We can make the erratic insignia. What does that need? We need 1 clothed flesh. Maybe we'll make a hammer sword. Here is the hammer sword. Good, good. All right, friends, we have a loop end right now, and I am not really sure what to do. I think we're going to extend. Yeah, we're going to spend a frozen time. We're going to extend our loop 1 more. I'm going to keep on trucking. I think we'll go down a blaze of glory. Oh, this might have been a really good decision. We are in the Twilight Watch territory. That is a path to the future which we cannot travel. We are going to use a Hope Logic roll to try and avoid gaining a Doom. That's a 3. We'll spend another Argo Fate to re-roll that. Or a 7 on this. That's a 1. We gain a Doom. We mark the timeline. We gain a Maze Runner. And we will get rid of another one to put a Fire Starter, Abyss Watcher. Are we short anyone? Logic Breaker, Maze Runner. No, I feel like we're not. That's okay. So we're going to extend Frozen Time one more time because I think if we go right here, we will get to a thing. So let's shuffle this deck. 3 Siren Shell, and of course we gain an Antediluvian thing now when we don't need one. And 3 Siren Shell, 1, 2, 3, and then 3 Hyperborean Alloy. Oh, it's coming up. It's coming up. Got anything else in this timeline? Nope. So we'll spend another Frozen Time to extend our loop once more. And we will go to the right. Whew, whew. There's a Frozen Time and there's a city. So we do our shuffle. 2 Hyperborean Alloys. Are we on a Sun Airs map? We are, so we're going to gain 1 danger as a group. And we have 2 Siren Shell. We've marked this timeline. We will place a Ariadne's Anchor here. We'll remove this one. We'll remove this as Last Visited City and we'll place it here. I may have missed an adversary movement, but I'm not fussed. Let's just check what of our things we can use. Negotiation Text, Temporal Aegis. Yeah, I think we'll do that actually. Gain a Fate, lose a Paradox. And Trading Solutions. I don't think we need to do that as yet. So, at the end of the turn, we loop back around to where we are. And we remain here. We gain that Frozen Time back. And we now have a loop day 1, 2, 3, 4, which is here. I don't appreciate this loop being 4. That is awful. And we will do 1 more day. I think we'll head to the right, makes the most sense. We've found another glory. Oh, actually, that's not the lighthouse. All right, retract everything I just said. I have to spend another Frozen Time to extend the loop to this spot. And the loop end's going to be a further day further. Loop end, because I'm silly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Loop and we gain a progress. 6 Hyperborean alloy resources. That is a treat. That is a real treat. And are we on a denounced tile? We are. So that is gain an Argo Fate. And this one is 3 Siren Shell. And all of a sudden the little roly ball has stopped moving. That's it, friends, for this episode. We are about to do another combat encounter. We will face off against a level 3 Icarian Harpy. We'll definitely take an Ascender Titan into the mix, because why not? We can make one at the drop of a hat should we need to. We've got some new gear, and we'll be able to maybe even go into apostate weapons now and potentially make one of the best items in the game, which is a probability blade. What am I going to need for a probability blade? Actually, I should plan that out now. Apostate weapon, probability blade, 37, 18 clothes flesh. Should I maybe instead fight a Hypertime Oracle? Something for me to mull over, friends. But that is it. Plenty of stuff to organise here, but that's a job for me to do off camera, so you can all just enjoy the fun bits. And I'll catch you in the next episode, where we will face someone for something, and it will be very exciting. Thank you all. Enjoy. Big Deno out.